And we are back to the channel where we talk about everything US news, US headlines, and then we go to some of the companies in the news and in the headlines, and we break those down for you on TradingView. So again, this is, for those of you unfamiliar with it, this is TradingView. We'll be looking at some of the companies in the news and in the headlines on TradingView later on. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comments, or you can also, if you're on TikTok or if you're on YouTube, you can also send me a message there as well. That's fine. Let's get right into it here. My name is James. I'm from the US. I'm from the Midwest. And if you know anything about the Midwest, there's not a whole lot going on there except for sports and farming. And I wasn't good at either one of those, but I did have affinity for the numbers. And that affinity for the numbers is what took me into engineering. And in engineering school, there was lots of charts, lots of graphs, lots of numbers, lots of analysis. And that's kind of a little bit about how I, kind of got into looking at the markets and got curious about that. But so I had a natural affinity also for the tech side of it. And that's, again, we're going to talk a little bit about the tech things that are going on, the Mag 7s. We'll also talk about Intel, Uber. If you're wondering why you would ever watch this stream, what you're going to get from it, we go through a lot of the news and the headlines so you don't have to, so that you can save your time. And that way we can also have a nice dialogue about what's going on, and we can process it together, because we're building a strong community here of like-minded people that have an interest in the US markets, in the news, the headlines, and we can talk about it and share some of our experiences as well. So in this stream, we'll be talking a little bit about some of the tech valuations. We'll talk about how some of Apple's setbacks and some of its Apple's new iPhone sales. We'll also talk about ASML, how their shares just fell on Congress's plans to further restrict certain exports to China. We'll also talk about how the Mag 7 fortunes have fallen combined with a market cap. Talk about that. We'll also talk a little bit about Intel. Intel, why Intel? Because Intel just joined Musk's Terafab AI project to power humanoid data center goals. We'll also talk a little bit about United Healthcare. They just jumped up along with other insurance stocks after Medicare agreed to lift some of the payments over the next year. That's one of the headlines. We'll also talk a little bit about Uber, because Uber is now also, for example, right here, Uber is also using Amazon's custom chips to speed up all their computing. We'll also talk a little bit about Tesla. Tesla is sitting on a lot of inventory right now, a record 50,000 unsold EVs, and it made more than it delivered. It's the most inventory they've got in 2 decades. We'll also talk a little bit with where is it? GM. Where's my GM? General Motors. Yeah, right here. GM. GM also just recalled over 270,000 cars in the US. We'll talk about why and how and what they're going to do about it. Also, we cannot forget this. We're going to talk about gold. Gold just made a big rally. And also we'll talk about how the dollar just hit a 4-week low as the ceasefire boosts the risk appetite. So again, the ceasefire, oil drops, the strength of the dollar drops, and again, gold and silver go up. We'll talk about that, okay? We'll also get into some of the metals and some of the miners. That's all coming up. And if you have other headlines you want to discuss, feel free to put them in the comments, put them in the message, and here we go. All right. Again, let's go right here, getting into it. My name is James. I'm from the US, and one of the first ones we'll look at here is ASML, okay? ASML is the Dutch company, okay? And a little update about them. Their shares fell on the US Congress plan to further restrict China exports, and their shares dropped 4.7%. And if this is enacted and by the US and forced by the Netherlands, it could lead to further restriction of sales in China. Yes. Greetings, everyone. Those of you joining, again, my name is James from the US, and this is everything talking about the US news, US headlines, and how it relates to some of the US markets. And we'll be breaking down some of the companies on TradingView in just a moment. But that's ASML right there. Also, we'll get into Apple. Apple had some setbacks, but also Apple right now, their iPhone sales continue to surge as their iPhone 17 outpaces iPhone 16. Right here, let me give you some numbers here. The sales of iPhones from retailers to customers increased 26% year over year in February. Overall, the analysts say iPhone 17 sales are up 20% versus last year's iPhone 16 through September and January. It's a little bit about the iPhone. Yeah, the base model iPhone 17 accounted for 39% of that growth, while the iPhone 17 Pro Max made up 21% of the growth. Yeah. Now, again, what about Intel? Intel joins Musk's Terafab AI project to power humanoid data center goals. Intel said on Tuesday it will join Elon Musk's Terafab AI chip complex project with SpaceX and Tesla to make processors powering the tech billionaires' robotics and data center ambitions. Intel shares jumped more than 2% after the announcement. Yeah, so there we go. It's a little bit about Intel and Tesla and Musk. And also we've got Uber. Uber bets on Amazon's custom chips to boost AI efforts. That's a little bit about them. Uber is using Amazon's custom chips to speed up computing and train AI intelligence models, the cloud giant said on Tuesday, as the ride-hailing firm seeks advanced hardware to handle growing digital workloads. Yes. A little bit about, yeah, here's the one where we talked that Intel is jumping on board with Terafab, and here's some troubles with Tesla. Again, Tesla is sitting on 50,000 unsold EVs. It's the most they've had in 2 decades. And then this one, here's your update about GM. GM Motors recalls over 270,000 cars in the US over rear view camera issues. Give you a little more of an update on this. The rear view camera screen may display a distorted or blank image, reducing the driver's view behind the vehicle. According to the agency, said that the dealers will inspect and replace the rear view camera. So that's a little bit about GM. We'll also take a look at how that's affecting them. And at the same time, not to be outdone, looking right here, we'll talk about how oil has dropped, and it's dropped significantly. Yes, thank you for the likes. Yeah, if you're enjoying this, if you're liking the content, feel free to give it a like, a comment, a share. Right now, West Texas Intermediate is sitting here at 94.68, and that's a change of, it dropped 16%. Also, Brent crude is sitting here at 93.76. It dropped 14.19%. And with that, you have the strength of the dollar. The strength of the dollar is now the lowest it's been in 4 weeks. As you can see there, it just dropped. And as the strength of the dollar goes down, boom, what goes up? Gold. Gold and silver just jumped up. So again, gold rose after Mr. T and Iran agreed to a 2-week ceasefire to finalize talks. The bullion climbed as much as 3.2% to above 4,850 an ounce, adding to a 1.2% gain in the previous session. So last I checked, gold was at 4,850 and silver was at 76.77. Yeah, just a little bit of an update on that. Now, let's go into some of the charts, shall we? First one we're going to look at is ASML, which is right here. Let's take a look right here, ASML. And okay, for those of you unfamiliar with ASML, ASML engages in development, production, marketing, sales, upgrading, and servicing of advanced semiconductor equipment systems. It includes lithography, metrology, and inspection systems. It's founded in the Netherlands, okay? And this is important because ASML is one of the only companies that has these high-tech, precise lithography machines. So there we go. And again, if you have questions or comments about some of this information, feel free to, for example, if you're on TikTok or if you're on YouTube, just send me a message or, send me a message on TikTok is fine. Drop it in the comments, say hello. Let's look at ASML right now. All right, and again, just to introduce a couple of the basics right here. This is your RSI, Relative Strength Index. If you're new, this is for you. If you're more advanced, don't worry, I don't mean to bore you. I'm just showing you some of the basics right here. So RSI, this is your overbought line, oversold line. Again, these are just guides, but it gives you an idea of where the high end and where the low end is. And also at the same time, if this is the very, very neutral area, when that's neutral, you have a very flat neutral price chart as well. So there's that. And let's look right here, ASML, break this down. Yes, so right here, for example, ASML has been floating in the neutral range, and you'll see that right here in the price chart. Basically, if you spread this out, you'll see that right there, almost as if it's consolidating with the resistance and support, invisible ceiling, etc. And okay, now looking right here, another one I'll just briefly introduce you to is the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence. Right here, the blue line, the MACD line, when it crosses the signal line going down right there, you will see the downward chart right there. And when it crosses going up, again, the opposite is true. Crosses going up right here, you will see, boom, the opposite is true, it goes up. Again, that's a super simplistic, oversimplified version of it, but that's the idea. So the blue MACD, when it goes up against the signal line, the chart pattern goes up, and when it goes down against the signal line, the chart pattern will go down. Obviously, it's more complex than that, but if you want more information on that, let me know. Taku Bout, greetings, and good morning as well. Yes. Again, if you're just jumping on and wondering what this is, this is the channel where we talk about everything U.S. headlines, U.S. news, and then we break down some of those on some of those companies in TradingView. A lot of this stuff is basic, some of it's more advanced, but if you do have questions or if you do want more specific information, feel free to drop your questions in the comments, or there's also a place, I believe, you can send me a message on YouTube, whatever you want. Or you can also, if you're watching on TikTok, you can also send me a message on TikTok too, that's fine. But yeah, this is ASML. We're looking at them because their shares just dropped because they might have to restrict some of their exports to China as well. Let's see, let me give you a couple quick patterns in oil companies since the war. Let's see, Rusty Rick, what I can do with that is I can break down some of the oil companies here on TradingView for you. But the way this platform works is their algorithm is very, very tight. This is an educational channel. So with the algorithm, I don't talk about what I'm doing. I just share the information. And then if you want more specific insights or you want me to expand on something, you can just send me a message, because the algorithm will pick it up as a recommendation or a suggestion, and then it'll ding the channel, possibly even restrict the channel. So I have to keep it just informational only. But for example, I know what you're trying to ask. If there is a company, just drop the ticker symbol, and I can look it up for you if you would like. But yeah, that would be a good area to be talking about right now. Let me know, Rusty Rick. Okay, let's do this right here. Going right over here. Let me see if I can just ASML. Let me see if I can throw you some patterns real quick. If you're just jumping on, welcome. We're looking at ASML because they're in the news and headlines right now. And okay, come on. Oh, here we go. Here's a nice one. For example, I don't make the names for these, I just show you the patterns, but here's the reverse head, here's the left shoulder, and here's the right shoulder, here's the neckline, and there's your breakout going up. Again, that's just an example of the reverse head and shoulders. I often get asked if, why it's called that. I have no idea. It's not a shampoo commercial, that's for sure. Again, here's one of your double bottoms. There's the neckline, and it breaks out going like that. And it also goes the other way as well. For example, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, and then bang. Yes. Why are you wearing shooting glasses? Are you not? Ponderous Pathfinder. These are not. I like the sideways sense of humor. These are not shooting glasses. These are actually blue light blocking glasses. Like for example, they're not sunglasses, they're not shooting glasses. The orange tint in the lenses blocks the harmful blue light from the computers or phones, whatever you're looking at. That way you don't get the eye strain, you don't get the headaches, things like that. So yeah, that's why. If you ever find yourself looking at a computer or a phone for a long time, they might help you stay calmer. Yeah. Or maybe I'm just more sensitive. Maybe that's part of it too. I don't know. Some people may not be sensitive, but I find they help me stay calmer, and I don't get the headaches that I used to. But yeah, here's a couple more. There's your double bottom neckline, and yes, there's that. And greetings, and let's go right over here. Let me see if I can get a couple more jump out. Oh, here's a nice one. You can look right here. Here's your reverse head. Here's your left shoulder, your right shoulder. There's your neckline, and bang, it goes up like that. All right, and we could do that for a long time, but let's go back here. Take a look at some of these numbers right here. Dun, 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 and okay. Right over here. Okay, now as you'll notice, there's not a whole lot of price action right here in the price chart. And when there's less price action, there's oftentimes less trade volume, as you'll see right there. See more price action here, more trade volume there. And right here, dun, 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 you have volume is at 1.37 million, and market cap is at 493 billion right there. And this is ASML, the Dutch company. Let's go here to the earnings side of it right here. And so again, why do we look at earnings? What's the point of looking at earnings? Earnings is one of the pieces of information that can help tell you, how strong or how healthy a company might be, how full of vitality it is. There's the quarterly earnings, and also there's the annual earnings. Many of you know that, so I hope this is not boring to you, but some of you, if you're just jumping on here and you're new to that information could be helpful. So again, you have the blue part, which is the actual recorded earnings, and then you have the gray part, which is what was expected or predicted for them to get. Now, if they beat, if the recorded earnings beat the expectations, that looks very strong for the company. And if they miss it, that looks weak for the company. So yeah, here's Q4. You can see right there that they just missed the expectations for the fourth quarter. Q3, they beat the expectations for the third quarter. Q2, they also beat the expectations. Now, again, oftentimes people look at the annual side more often. 2025, looking at that, they beat the annual expectations overall. So you can have, you can miss the expectations on a couple quarters, but it's overall for the year that oftentimes matters the most. 2024 beat the expectations, and 2023 also beat the expectations. So the last 3 years, you could summarize and say that ASML did beat their yearly expectations for the earnings. Now, how does that correlate with statements? Statements wise, you can see right here, you have revenue, profit, and income. 2025 had great revenue and profit and income all the way down, as you can see. 2024, revenue and profit were good, but income was terrible all the way down. If you look right here to 2023, revenue, profit, income, very, very good all the way down. So again, it doesn't, again, the earnings doesn't always correlate to profit and revenue. So you have to look at all the different details separately. Let's go on here. That's ASML. Let's see. We also talked about, yeah, here's one of them. For example, one chart reveals how the Mag 7 fortunes have fallen. You can see right here on this headline, the Mag 7 stocks are hovering around fresh lows relative to the S&P. And here you can see that the Mag 7 is a group of the 7 cash-rich large cap tech stocks that have collectively dominated the US tech market and are driven majority by the S&P's gains. Yeah, includes Nvidia, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, and Google. And let's see, the combined market cap, listen to this, the combined market cap of these stocks is currently about 19.5 trillion. The combined market cap, yes. Interesting, right? So I just thought I would show you that. The Magnificent Seven companies are aiming to spend around 680 billion on AI-related capital expenditures in 2026, a 70% increase from 2025. Yeah. So there's that. If there is any of the Mag 7s that you want me to look at, feel free to put those in the comments as well. And let's keep going. Here's one that I wanted to show you too. Apple right here. Again, this is one from Apple. They where is it? Their iPhone sales continue to surge as the iPhone 17 outpaces the iPhone 16. They increased. Let's see, the sales of the iPhones from retailers to customers increased 26% year over year in February. Analysts say iPhone 17 unit sales are up 20%. So I thought we'd take a look here at Apple as well. Yeah, here we go. And back to here. Apple. And greetings. Only for fun. I love your name. That's cool. If you're just jumping on, welcome. Enjoy the show. This is an educational channel where we talk about everything U.S. news and U.S. headlines, and then we also break down some of those companies in the news and headlines in TradingView. And if you have a question that we don't cover, or if you have a company that you want us to look at, feel free to put it in the comments, or you can also send a message. You can send me a TikTok message if you want. If you're watching on YouTube, you can just put it in the comments or send me a message on YouTube. That's okay as well. But here we go. Let's see. Yeah, Apple fell about 4% after reports of engineering issues delaying foldable iPhone testing and potential supplier production slowdowns. The stock was Dow's worst performer during the session. And again, right here, first thing I look at right now is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. You see how it's just rebounded, hovering around 50. So it's very, very neutral. And right here on Tuesday, it just had a market correction, but you can still see how right here, it's basically staying, it's consolidating right there. And also, let me give you this right here. Let's see, a couple chart patterns for Apple. Right here, here's your reverse, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then bang. And here we go. If you look right over here, push this one up. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's also the neckline to push it down. Let me see if I can get you a bigger one. Same thing here. Yes, oftentimes the head and shoulders is quite popular. It's a common chart pattern right there. Let's go right over here. Here we go. Oh, here's one. Here's a nice one. Again, the double bottom, you can see right here. Here's your double bottom. Here's your neckline, and to push it up right there. For example, that's one where you, again, you wonder why the chart climbs. You have these patterns, and that's one of the patterns to push the chart up. It doesn't always happen, but that's what the chart pattern is supposed to do. There's that. And right over here, the same thing. Here's your double bottom. You can see that, the neckline, and it pushes it up right there. Now, let's go right over here. Here we go. Yeah, you can kind of see this one too. Kind of, you have the head, the left shoulder, right shoulder there, and breakout right there. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, I can show you many more of these, but that's enough for now. I just wanted to give you an idea of what Apple's doing right now. Let's go over here to the fundamental side of it. Okay, so looking right here, as you can see, there is some price action right there. So today the volume is up, let's see, yes, right there, the volume was up. Right now the volume is at 62.15 million. Market cap is at 3.72 trillion. Let's go here to some earnings, okay? Let me grab some tea real quick. Okay, looking here at the earnings for Apple, because right now Apple's also in the headlines. Earnings quarterly Q1 beat the expectations. Again, you can see that right there. The blue bars are higher than the gray bars, beating the expectations. Again, if you're brand new, I hope this information is helpful. If you're more advanced, sorry to bore you, but I'm just explaining all parts to everyone. But again, earnings are important because it's one of the pieces of information that can tell you how strong the company is or how well it's doing. It's just one of the pieces. So, and again, if it beats the earnings expectations, that makes the company look stronger than what Wall Street was expecting. And here you can say Q1, Q4, and Q3 all beat the expectations annually. 2025, 2024, and 2023 beat the expectations for the annual side of it. Now, for Apple, how does that correlate to the profit, revenues, and income? Well, let's go right over here and check it out, okay? So as you can see for 2024 and 2025, again, those years beat the earnings expectations, and revenue, profit, income was all good all the way down, except for net income of 2024 was negative. And again, the past is the past, but I'm just sharing you some of the older information from the past years in case it's something you're curious about for whatever you're doing. Because somebody asked me, like, why do I go back to 2023 and 2024? And I was like, well, no particular reason, but maybe it's important to somebody. So right here, 2023, as you can see, right here, you can see the earnings for 2023. It beat the expectations, and 2023, the revenue, profit, and income was actually negative in the red all the way down. So for those of you looking for that information, hopefully it's helpful. And that's Apple. Another one that we look at here after Apple, we're going to get into Intel, we'll get into United Healthcare, we're going to get into Uber and Tesla, GM, we're going to get into dollar, the gold, the oil. That's all to come. So hang with us. If you're just wondering what this is all about, we're going to be talking about all those headlines, okay? So there's that. Let's go here to after Apple. Let's take a look here at Intel. Why Intel? Because Intel right here just joined Elon Musk's Terafab AI chip project to power humanoid data center goals. And let's see right here, Intel said on Tuesday it will join the Terafab to make processors powering the tech billionaires' robotics and data center ambitions. Intel shares jumped up more than 2% after the announcement. Yeah, so let's take a look at Intel. Here we go. Right here. Okay, now let's see. Also, another quick update about Intel. If you look over here, again, I'm on TradingView. If you're wondering what software I'm using, it's TradingView. Intel will also buy Apollo's 49% stake in Ireland's fabrication plant for 14.2 billion. So again, this was the plant that they had sold to Apollo, and now they're buying it back from Apollo, restoring full ownership of the manufacturing site to Intel. And right now, as you can see, yes, according to the article, they did jump up more than 2% after this announcement, and you can see that jump right there, bang. The RSI also reflects that right here, and here we go, dun, dun, dun. Right now, the RSI is sitting here at 64. Again, not overbought, but getting closer and closer to the 70 line. And right now, the price is sitting there at 52.91. As you can see, Intel is rebounding. It was recently down there at 40. Now it's at 52.91. And also take note of where the MACD is here as well. Okay, so here we go. Dun, dun. Yeah, let me see if I can pull out some chart patterns here for you right here. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Greetings. If you're jumping, if you're wondering where you are, if anyone channel this is an educational channel where we talk about everything U.S. news, headlines, and break down some of the companies on TradingView for you so that you don't have to spend your time doing it. And Here's for one of the chart patterns you can see right here. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. There's the neckline breakout going up right there. And then right over here, dun, 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 here's your, right here, here's your double bottom neckline, and then here's your breakout going up. And again, this is looking at Intel, because Intel just teamed up with Terafab, Elon Musk Terafab. So there's that. Dun, dun. Let's go right over here to some of the fundamentals. Right here, bang. All right, here we go. And as you can see, with more price action, you're going to have more trade volume right here. And the trade volume right now is sitting at 129.5 million. Market cap is at 264 billion. And that's looking at you, Intel. Earnings wise, right here. Dun, dun, dun. Earnings sitting here at quarterly Q4. Beat the expectations. Q3 also beat it. In Q2 missed it. And if you are watching and you're enjoying the show, if this information is beneficial to you in any way, I'm not the algorithm engineer, but I've been told it does help the channel. If you like, if you share, that kind of stuff somehow makes the channel get stronger. So if you are enjoying it, if you're getting benefit, feel free to do that. And so Q2 here missed it. Now let's talk about annually. What did it do for annually? Earnings 2025, it beat the expectations annually. 2024 missed it, and 2023 annual earnings beat the expectations. Again, why would you care? Thank you very much for the likes. Why would you care about the earnings? Well, again, because earnings is just one of the pieces of information that can tell you how strong or how full of life a company may or may not be. There's many other pieces of information, but that's one of them. Yeah. So here we go. Let's take another one. How do these earnings correlate over into the revenues and profits? Well, let's look at that. So right here, we have revenues and we have profits. And actually for Intel, it doesn't correlate very well. As you can see, 2023, if you look right here, 2023 beat expectations for earnings. But if you go here, 2023, revenue, profit, income is all negative all the way down. No, but however, look over here at annual 2025. 2025 beat the earnings as well for the year. And if you go here, not a message. Dartar. Let's see. Not a message. Let me know. Dartar. Tell me. I'm not familiar with Dartar. What is that? Let's see. Yeah, can you tell me what Dartar is? Let's see. Papa, he's shooting the market. He's shooting the market. Okay, got it. Thanks, Papa. Welcome back, Papa. Anyway. Okay, here we are looking at Intel. So even though they had 2025 had good annual earnings, 2025 missed it on the revenue. However, the profit was good, operating income was good, and let's see. Yeah. Now let's go back here. That was Intel. Let's take a look here at another one in the headlines. United Healthcare is also one of them. Before we do that though, let's go here to Uber. I just want to give you the update about Uber because Uber and Amazon partnered up here. Dun, dun, dun. Puma Rolex, greetings, hello, hello. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Uber bets on Amazon's custom chips to boost their AI efforts. So Uber is using Amazon's custom chips to seek an advantage for their hardware to handle the growing digital workloads. I thought we'd take just a brief look here at Uber and Amazon right there. Here we go. Uber and Amazon. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. It says right here in TradingView, Uber will use Amazon's Graviton 4 chips for trip serving zones and Trainium for AI model training to boost compute, cut energies, increase resilience and speed, rider driving, matching and deliveries. Interesting. So here we go. And looking at Uber, right here, the RSI is sitting right there at 45, looking pretty stable. And you can see that also right here in the chart pattern. Now let me pull some of these out here for you right here. Yes, basically here's your double, hold on. Here's your double top. Oh gosh, my marker, trying to get that green crayon. Yeah, your double top. There we go. And then boom, there's your breakout. The same thing here, it's a double bottom. That's the way it works in reverse. Now if you go right over here, again, put this up right here. Here's this, there's the head and shoulders, bang, going down, and pull this over here. Let's see if I can pull out. Here we go. Uber, there you are. Here's your head, here's your left, here's your right, there's your neckline, and then right over here. Yeah, again, there's a lot of head and shoulders in this one, and sometimes they break out, sometimes they don't. But there you are, there's the left, there's the right, there. And then, oh, here's one, right here. For example, right here, here's your reverse, left and right, boom. Now let's go back over here and look at some of the fundamentals. Those are some of the chart patterns. Again, we're looking at Uber right now because Uber just partnered up with Amazon. And as you'll see right here, there's not a lot of price action. So the volume is down. Volume is at 9.69 million. Market cap is at 147 billion. Earnings right here. 1 second. Let's see. Puma Rolex. Hello again. Okay, looking at Uber right here, quarterly. Q4 missed its quarterly expectations. Q3 beat it. Again, looking right here, you can see, again, if you're new and you're brand new, just jumping on, the purple bars, that's what was actually recorded. The gray bar is what was expected. So here, the Q4 missed its quarterly earnings expectations, and Q3 beat the quarterly earnings expectations. You can see that. And then Q2 right there, it actually equaled. You see how these bars are equal? It equaled its earnings expectations. So you can see that right there. Yeah, and now annually is oftentimes more useful. Right here, 2025. Again, if you're just jumping on and you wonder what this is the educational channel where we talk about everything U.S. news, U.S. headlines, and we make it fun. Hopefully, we make it interesting. We try not to bore you to death. And if you have a question about a headline, or if you want us to look at a company here on TradingView, feel free to drop it in the comments, or you can also just send a message if you're on TikTok, or if you're on YouTube, just send a message as well. Let's see. Dun. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Got it. Okay. Yes. S&P. Here we are. Puma Rolex. Here's looking at your S&P. Where is it? Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, it just rebounded. It was sitting here at 6320. Now it's at 6616. Yeah, basically your RSI right here. Puma Rolex right there at 48. And let me give you a couple things here. Yeah, you said it just rebounded again. We have all kinds of interesting news headlines on what's going on with oil, what's going on with the US dollar, what's going on with gold, and this also is part of it as well. And we'll have the oil, the gold, the silver, and the dollar all coming up here as well. And let me give you some more chart patterns to break out of here. Come on, chart patterns, where are you? Dun, dun, dun. Let's have some fun ones here. But anyway, here's looking, yeah, here we go. For example, they don't always break out, but here they are nonetheless. There's the left, and here's the right, bang, and dun, dun, dun. Here's your double, let's see. Here's your double bottom right over here. But anyway, there's that. And again, if you're wondering what it's doing right now today, again, it's at 6616. Again, did you let me know, Puma Relux, if you have a specific company on the S&P you want me to look at? No problem with that. Let's go back over here to Uber. Greetings if you're just jumping on. Welcome to the channel. We're finishing up here with Uber, everything in the US headlines and US news. Let's go right here for annually. For Uber, 2025 missed its annual expectations. 2024 beat it, and 2023 also beat it. Now, how does that correlate with the revenue, profit, and earnings? Again, last 3 years, it was only 2025 that missed it. So if it's only 2025 that missed it, see again, just because you missed the earnings expectations does not mean you're going to have bad revenue or profit, because here Uber missed the earnings expectations and they had very good revenue, profit, income all the way down for 2025 right there. 2024 and 2023, they did beat their annual earnings expectations, and as you can see, they beat, they had good revenue, profit, and income. Green all the way down there on that. So that's a little bit at Uber. And that's coming from the headline talking about how Uber just partnered up with Amazon. And we can also talk about Amazon as well as we're going along here. Dun, 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 why not? Here is Amazon right here. And again, if this is interesting, if you're getting benefit from this, feel free to give a like, a comment, a share. It will help the channel's algorithm. You don't have to, but if you want to help the channel, you can. That's one way to do it. Looking at Amazon right here, it's at 53. You can see that, and you can see how it's actually been hovering around neutral. Again, for those of you just coming on, this is the neutral area of the relative strength index, and you can see that right in here, how it's almost completely consolidating right there on the chart pattern. You have basically the resistance, it doesn't go up, and the support doesn't go down. Let's see, Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's see, Dow Jones go up. Okay, Sonic, I got you. Thanks for the comments. Dow Jones, here we go. Dow Jones, for example, oh, hold on, let me change this right here. Okay, zoom in on this. Asked about the Okay, you asked about the Dow Jones. Did it go up? Well, it did, but then Tuesday it corrected. It's at 46584 right now. But let's see, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Monday, it did go up, but again on Tuesday it went back down a little bit. So there's Dow Jones. But if you're asking me if it will go up, is that the question, or if you're asking me if it did go up? Anyway, here's the chart pattern. I'll zoom it in there so you can kind of see it right there in case I'm answering your question the way you want it. So right there, it did market correct a little bit down to 46584. Sonic the Hedgehog, if you have more questions on the Dow Jones, just feel free to send me you can also send me a message on TikTok. That's okay too. Send me a message and I'll get back to you on that. But if that's your question, hopefully that answers it. And let's see, where was I? Right here on Amazon. Yeah, you can see the consolidation pattern right there on Amazon. Amazon just partnered up with Uber. And let's go right over here. And right here. For example, here's your double top. And then bang, that leads to the breakout going down right there. And let's see, let me give you a more interesting chart pattern here. Let me zoom out of this. NVIDIA, let's see, never teach the woo. I love that name, never teach the woo. NVIDIA 195. Okay, let's do that. I'll take a look at NVIDIA for you right now because that's on the list also. Thank you for the question. NVIDIA right here. Here we are. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Yes, NVIDIA never teach you. This is for you right here, right now. Okay. NVIDIA right now, sitting right here at 49. Never teach the woo. I can give you all the information about NVIDIA right now on TradingView, but if you're asking my thoughts, my questions, ideas, I can't give that to you on the live stream because the algorithm will pick it up as like a recommendation or a sales. But if you send me a TikTok message, I can speak to you more directly that way. That's just how the algorithm on TikTok works. It's actually very tight, very strict in that way. So this is the educational channel. We just can only give the information. But if you want more insights on NVIDIA, just send me a message. But here we go. Right here, it's at 50, super neutral. And you can kind of see that right here as well in the price chart. It actually did just rebound from being down there at 34. You see it for NVIDIA right here. It did, remember, go all the way down here to 164, I believe, right there. And then it rebounded, and now it's back up to, let's see, pre-market trading, it's 184 point, right there. So I understand your question, definitely never teach the woo, because it is rebounding right now. It's one to keep watching. Also, if you look at the MACD is showing the same thing. It's crossing the red signal line going up. You can see that. So there's that. Now again, let's look right over here at some of the fundamentals that might be interesting for you as well. Here's just a note on TradingView. It says Goldman Sachs notes NVIDIA trades below 20x expected earnings over the next 24 months, highlighting its relative valuation amid ongoing geopolitical market risks. Right now, the volume is at 132.53 million. Again, on this day, you can see there's not as much price action, so there's less trade volume. And the market cap right now for NVIDIA is at 4.33 trillion. And let's see, going here to the earnings for your NVIDIA. Quarterly, Q4 beat the expectations, Q3 beat it, Q2 beat it. So the last 3 quarters, never teach the woo, it did beat the expectations. Annually, 2025 for the year, it also beat it, and so did 2024 and 2023. Then if you're wondering how the revenue, profit, and income was for 2025 or 2024, it was green, it was good all the way down. So hopefully, never teach the woo. Hopefully that information is helpful. I know I get your question. If you want more information on that, just feel free to reach out on the TikTok message, it'll be fine. And if you have other questions about other companies, feel free to ask as well. Let's go back here. We were finishing up with Amazon, and let's see, here we go, because Amazon partnered up with Uber and boosting data. Amazon is boosting data center spending. Let's see, right now the volume, let's go right over here. Volume right now is down because there's also, you can see less price action on Amazon. Volume is down 28.15 million. Market cap is at 2.29 trillion. And then here we go, earnings wise. Amazon, actually quarterly, it just missed Q4's expectations, but Q3 and Q2, it beat the expectations. And then right here annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023. Last 3 years, it did beat the annual earnings expectations on Amazon. There's that. So statements wise right here, if you're looking for 2024 or 2025, or actually 2023, I'll just say it like this: the last 3 years, I know those numbers are hard to see behind me, but the last 3 years, the revenue, profit, and income were all green, all good, all the way down. So if you're looking at Amazon, hopefully that's helpful. Amazon and Uber just partnered up. We'll take a look at another one right here. That's Amazon Uber. Another headline I wanted to show you, because it's also one that's being talked about. Tesla is also sitting on a record 50,000 of unsold EVs. It's the most inventory it's ever had in 2 decades. So in case someone here is a Tesla fan or an Elon Musk fan, it's a bit of information. And then also here, remember this article just came out recently, why JP Morgan is warning Tesla stock could crash within 60%. I'm looking for, let's see, Henry Paul FX. I appreciate the message. This channel is an educational channel. Hopefully you're getting some benefit from it. And if there are questions that you have that I don't cover on the channel, you can always feel free to reach out. You can either send me a message on YouTube. I think there's a way you can email me, send me. There's also a message me on YouTube, I believe. But for those specific questions, in the live stream, this is an educational channel, so the algorithm on the platform is very strict. I can just share information, share the details like I am. But if there's certain specific things that you would like to know, feel free to ask me questions outside the live stream. That's just the way the algorithm works on this platform. So hopefully that's helpful to you. And I look forward to talking with you more. If you're just starting, there's other channels that are very educational, other educational materials as well. I can share some of that information with you. Just reach out to me. Yeah, no problem. Okay. And again, so here's some information. If you are looking at, if you're curious about what's going on with Tesla, again, JP Morgan is warning about a crash. And then also right here, Tesla is sitting on the most inventory it's had in 2 decades. Last quarter, they didn't sell as much as they wanted to, or as they should have. And because of that, yes, there we go. So for those of you interested in that, if you want me to, I can break down Tesla on TradingView. Let's hope for my stock to go up today. Go. Oh yeah, Papa. Yes, actually, I was thinking about you from the conversation yesterday. You see what? I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Like now that gold just dropped, what is it? Now what is it? Brent is down to $92. It just dropped 15%. So oil drops down, so the value here, where is it? Where's my dollar chart? Yeah, so the dollar, again, just dropped. Dollar hits a 4-week low as a ceasefire boosts risk appetite. So the dollar just dropped because the oil just dropped because it's a petrodollar. And then because gold works inversely, now gold just shot up. The last time I checked, gold was at, what was it? It jumped up 3.2%, I believe, for 8,800. Yeah, that's about right. That's what I saw. He's in control. He looks at. Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, thanks, Papa. Sometimes I get strange comments. I'm not really sure. Yeah, but anyway, good vibes, Papa. Thanks for that. But yeah, do you think? For example, what do you think is going to happen with this ceasefire, and what do you think is going to happen with gold? See, I can ask you because you're not the one in charge of the channel. But if I was going to give my thoughts or recommendations, I would get dinged. So I can ask you, but you can't ask me. That's just how it works here. So yeah, feel free to share your thoughts, Papa. Let's see. Life is better in the garden. I love that name. Good stuff. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, good question. Never teach the woo. Any thoughts on the Starlink IPO? Starlink, no, but what was it? SpaceX. I've been hearing a lot about the SpaceX combined with XAI IPO, but I haven't gotten anything affirmative. So I don't want to say anything out of place on that. But I've heard many of the projects that Starlink is doing, but I haven't heard anything about the IPO. So sorry, I can't add any more information to that, but I appreciate the question. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, dollar hits 4-week low, gold goes up. So let's take a look here at let's take a look at some of the oil stocks too. Why not? Yeah, somebody asked me about oil and energy. Yeah, let's take a look at some of those. For example, why don't we do this? one of the big ones, we can take a look at Exxon. If you have another oil or energy stock, feel free to, or ticker, feel free to ask about it. Or if you have another, you know, tech ticker, never teach the woo, anybody feel free to put it in there. But here, we had questions about oil and energy, so I thought I would get back to this one. As you can see, boom, here we go. Market correction, it's come down. And with that, the dollar has dropped as well. Where's the dollar? Again, there's that. Dollar hits a 4-week low, ceasefire. And also here, the oil is correcting. It's down here at 57 on the RSI. And let's see, I've already gone through just to give out a couple quick patterns. There's your double bottom, neckline, bang, goes up. And then right over here, let me give you a couple more. But let's go right over here. I just wanted to show you that, that it's correcting. And then right now, trade volume is, for Exxon, trade volume is at 25.23 million. Market cap is at 682.97 billion. And again, here we go. Do you have a chance to look at my, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Papa, I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. Tell me that again. I'm sorry. If it was something that you left yesterday, I didn't. I'm sorry. Go ahead and ask it again. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I just got a request for Okay, OKE. Let's do that one. Bum bum bum. Here's OKE. OKE. Let's take a look at this. I just got the request for OKE. What is OKE? Engages in gathering, processing, and fractionating, transporting, storing, and marketing of natural gas. Aha, good. Thanks, Never Teach the Woo. It operates through natural gas gathering and processing, natural gas liquids, and natural gas pipelines. Interesting. Yeah, that's good. All right, here we go. Right here. Papa, go ahead and put the ticker symbol. Let's see, no worries. Oh, okay, got it. WRLG. Let me put that. What I can do right here. We looked that up yesterday. Yes, I remember that. WRLG. West Red Lake. Yes, that's right. Here we go. There's that one. I remember that from yesterday. Here we go. 1 second. I'll get right back to you. I had a request for one OK. Here we go. So RSI right here is sitting at 57, 56. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I'll answer. Let's see. At the moment, okay. At the moment, no. Is it up in the pre-market? No. If that's your only question, no. I can give you a quick, easy answer. Looking here on TradingView says no. So anyway, if there's another one, let me know. Okay. Let's see what can we think for the answers here. Got it. Okay, I'm getting back to you. Never Teach the Woo. Here we go. RSI sitting there at 58. And right now it's actually rebounding. You can see right now it's at, oh, actually it was at 90.6. And now Never Teach the Woo, pre-market it's at 86.08. That might be interesting for you. So yeah, it's actually, pre-market, it's actually correcting right now. But it was at 90.6 and now it's at 86.08 pre-market. There. And then let's go right over here. If I can pull out some patterns for you right here. Here we go. Looks like a small reverse head, left, right, neckline, bang right there. And then right over here. Here we go. What else can I give you? Sometimes these patterns are not easy to pull out. Oh, here we go. Thank you for being nice. Here we go. Here's your head, left and right. There's your neckline. Bang, it drops down. There's a couple patterns for you. If you want more, feel free to reach out if you want. There's that. Now let's go over here to something more interesting for you. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. For your Never Teach the Woo, here's your, right now the trade price action is down, so trade volume is down. Oh, here, Morgan Stanley kept an overweight rating on 10K and raised its price target to $113 from $104. A $9 increase reflecting higher firm valuation for the stock. So Never Teach the Woo, hopefully that's helpful for you. And then right over here, volume wise, right now it's only at 4.2 million. Market cap is at 57 billion. And then earnings, let's go right here. Quarterly, kind of got it. Okay, got it. Thanks, Papa. Thanks for joining in and sharing your thoughts. Yeah, let me know. I'm also curious about. Do you think that gold and silver will continue to rebound and that the dollar will continue to drop, or what do you think will happen in another 2 weeks? Just in general. Here's your earnings side. Never Teach the Woo. Quarterly Q4 for 10K actually beat the expectations for Q4. Q3 and Q2 also beat the expectations. Annually, sitting here at 2025, beat it at 2024, beat it in 2023, beat it. So annually, if you're looking at the fundamental side, the earnings for the last 3 years did beat the expectations. And go over here to 2024 and 2025. Yeah, for the revenue, profit, income, it was all green all the way down. So hopefully that's interesting. Actually, 2023 was good too. Only thing that was negative was the total revenue, but the revenue and but the profit and income was good. So yeah, thank you very much for the question. Dun, dun. And then let's go back over here. What was I looking at? Because the miners don't spend all that money. Investors' money if there is no future. Yes, got it. Yeah. Let's see. Cooper is definitely that spending mentality. Cooper is definitely that. Copper, right? I'm assuming. Yeah. Actually, since we're getting some questions here about gold and silver, I thought we'd do this. Yeah. Just to reiterate, here's where's my dollar? Yeah, again, we're talking about gold and silver a little bit as well at the same time. Josh, greetings, hello. Thanks for the likes. Let me know if you have a ticker symbol. Happy to help out. Always a pleasure to have you. Here we go. Dollar hits the 4-week low. Oil drops. Dollar drops. Gold and silver go up. Yes, and boom. Bullion rebounded 3.2%. Let's take a look. I'm curious how this one's going to do right here. There's, for example, Westlake. Yeah, you asked the question. No, it's not. There's nothing pre-market yet. Let's go here. Freeport. I want to see what Freeport McMoran's doing actually right now. Yeah, they're they're Freeport McMoran's a big one, and it's rebounding. Went from 60 to 65 in pre-market. Yeah, so that's another big metals one. Hood and Sophie are ripping my friend. Okay, let's take a look at Hood and Sophie. Let's do that. Let's see. Let me write these down so I don't forget. Let's see. Hood, Sophie, and then let's see. Niku Magna Mining. Hold on one second here. Niku. Oh yeah. Wait. Hold on. Do you have the Niku Magna Mining? Is that a US ticker, Papa? I can't, hold on. Niku Magna Mining. Oh yeah, here it is. Never, I got it. Sorry. Okay, we'll take a look at. Let's see. Thank you for the share, Josh, and good vibes. Let me put it right here. Okay, there's that. All right, let's do this. Okay, let me get one of yours first. Let's do Hood, and then let's do Magna Mining. Okay, stay with me, Papa. Stay with me, Josh. I'm taking care of you right here. Let's do Hood right here. Robinhood Markets. Oh yeah, Josh, I heard about Robinhood and Bank New York Mellon teaming up with what is that? The Mr. T accounts. I saw the headline about how Robinhood is involved with the Mr. T's new accounts. I forget what it was, but are you familiar with the headline I'm talking about? Maybe. Let's see. Let's green it. Yes. Yeah, good news. Yeah. So probably. Let's see. Sonic Hedgehog by Roar. Okay. Yes, that's what I saw. The headline, was it yesterday? The Trump accounts and Robinhood and New York Bank of Mellon is going to be. They're both going to be working on that somehow. Let's see. Roar. Okay. Sonic. Wait. Sonic. What's the Sonic? Can you give me the ticker symbol on that, please? And I'll look it up next. Here we go. Here's Robinhood. Let's see, because we just got asked about that. Yeah. Some basic. They are being uplisted to the. Oh, okay, got it. Thank you, Papa. So right here on Robinhood, sitting here at 43, RSI on 43, and then right here, just to give you a little update, Robinhood, they were at 69.65, and yeah, at pre-market they're already at 75.63. So Josh, they've already jumped up pre-market, probably partly due to that news headline about the Trump accounts. Maybe, I'm just guessing, but maybe there's that. Let's see. Yeah, if you look on TradingView, they even have it on the update. Hood will seed eligible child accounts with $1,000 for bursts, blah blah blah, to invest in low-cost U.S. index funds. Yeah. So again, yeah, Josh, that good job on that. All right, and a couple of key things here. Right now, volume is just sitting here, very low volume at 24.97. There's very little price action. Market cap is at 62.71 billion. If we go here to earnings, right here, Q4, Q3, and Q2 beat the expectations annually. 2025, yes, annually 2025 beat it, and 2024 also did beat it. Let's go right here. Robinhood, yes, they had good revenue 24 and 2025, good operating income, and then good net income as well. Okay, now let's go back here. I'll do let's see, I'll do Sophie next. Josh, let me get back to let me show they're being uplisted to TSX soon. Let's see. Okay, here is Niku Magna Mining Incorporated. Magna Mining is a capital pool company which engages in metal exploration and development. It explores the nickel, copper, and PGM discoveries. The firm's projects include Shakespeare and Shining Tree. The company was founded by Jason Jessup. Okay, founded in Canada. Yes, Canada, the place to be, right? Let's see, very good. All right, here we go. Just a little bit about them. Here's Magna, and they're sitting at 2.09, and right now the RSI is at 36.35. Yeah, interesting. Let's go over here. Yeah, 6 days ago, Magna Mining files technical report for the McGreedy West Mine in Sudbury, Ontario. Volume is at 293.5 thousand. Market cap is at 523 million. Yeah, right now the volume is down because there's not so much price action. Go here to some of the, let's see, quarterly earnings Q3. Let's see, equaled, and then let's see, here. Okay, there's that. Let's go. Now you had Sophie, right? Greetings to everyone who's joining on here. If you're wondering what you just walked into, this is the fun educational channel where we talk about everything U.S. news and U.S. headlines. We promised not to bore you to death. Charts and data and information doesn't have to be boring. And if you have a ticker symbol that you have questions about, feel free to drop it and we'll look at it. Or if you have a question that you want me to, you have a question, you can always send me a TikTok message if you want. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can always send me a message or an email on YouTube. Either way, it's okay. So here we go. Josh, you asked about Sophie as well. Sophie, here we go. Okay. And okay, Sophie, let's see, little news updates. Barclays cut Sophie price targets to $18 from $28 ahead of April 29 Q1 results, citing macro uncertainty. Watch Sophie's big business banking launch and Sophie USD stablecoin for a Q1 guidance impact. There's a little update for you, Josh. And then right here, Sophie went, let's see, it was at 16.11. It went to 17.58 pre-market. There you go. My average cost of Sophie. Cool. Thanks for sharing, Josh. Hopefully this is helpful. And again, I do appreciate the likes and the comments and the good vibes. Let's see. Okay. And here we go. 1 second. Got it. Okay. And okay, I'm looking here at Sophie. Volume is at 41.36 million. Market cap is at 20.54 billion. And if we go right over here, earnings, futures bright for, yeah, Papa, the future is bright for Magna. I get your point. Yes. Quarterly for Sophie, Q4, Q3, and Q2 beat the expectations, as you can see right there. And then right here annually, 2025 and 2024 also annually beat the expectations on Sophie. And then 2023 also beat it because it was less negative than it was supposed to be. So here we go, Sophie. How does that correlate over here? Revenue and operating income, and revenue and operating income were good the last 2 years. Net income was actually negative in 2025, but the net income was good in 2024. So, Josh, hopefully that's interesting and helpful to you. Let's see, Sonic, you asked me about Roar. Let's see, Yeah, Papa, can you guess where I'm from? Good vibes. I appreciate the subtle humor. Let's see. Sonic, you asked about Roar. This is Lion Rock Resources. Just a little bit about them. Is a mineral resource exploration company engaged in the exploration and development of cobalt and other metals deposits. The firm's properties include Quebec, cobalt, Trump Island, Brooks Lake. Company was founded. Yes, this is also in Vancouver, Canada. I love it. To all the Canadians out there, hello, Sonic the Hedgehog. Thanks for saying hello, and this company is for you. There we go. So cool. All right, now looking at them right now. Let's see. Right now, they're actually rebounding. And you can see that not only in the RSI, but also here in the price as well. And volume right now is at 227.9 thousand, and market cap is at 26 million. And yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog, hope that's interesting for you. Let's see. For the person that asked me if I should should I buy XRP, again, if you want my recommendations or suggestions or insights, you can send me a text message on TikTok. That'll be fine. But on the live stream, I can only share information because it's an educational channel. But yeah, send me a message and we can talk more. There we go. My pure exploration play is dry golden. Let's see, dry gold corp. Let me look that up. Is that on the Dryden? Oh, here we go. Dryden Gold Corp. Okay. Oh, what is Dryden Gold Corp? Operates as an exploration company, engages in the exploration of gold. Its projects include Gold Rock, from Blake Projects. The company was, let's see, I can't imagine where you're from. This is another Canadian company. Wow, it's a coincidence, right? Anyway, thanks, Papa. DJ X, greetings and hello. If you're wondering what this is, it's how do you say, U.S. market, U.S. news party, if you will. We're just talking everything markets, U.S. news, and breaking down some of the companies on TradingView. We're having fun at it, and we keep it positive. And if you have a question, feel free to drop it in the comments as well, DJ. And let's see, yeah, there's that. There's over 300 exploration completed. Yes, I have no doubt. Thanks for sharing. Yes, again, like I said, to the person that keeps asking me about XRP, I know you're wanting my opinions about if it's going to decline or incline, etc. I can't share my thoughts or opinions on the live stream because the algorithm will pick it up and basically restrict the channel because it sounds like, okay, greeting. Thanks for the text. I'll look at it after the stream, okay? And then I'll get back to you, okay? I appreciate that. Yeah. And because I can't check the messages during the stream, but I promise I'll get back to you. Yeah, no worries. Thanks also for texting and the question. I do appreciate it. Here we go. So here's Dryden Gold Corp. Any more, Papa? Let me know. Let me take another look here. Let's see what here's another one. Hecla. I bet Hecla's going up now too. Probably rebounding. Yep, rebounding a little bit at least right here. In pre-market, yeah, it's already gone up in pre-market too. Let me check at what's another one? Rio Tinto. How's this one doing? Yeah, look at Rio Tinto. It's also going up pre-market as well. Yeah, all the funny how that oil price affects the dollar, affects the metals, affects the miners. Yeah. Let's see. No worries. Thanks a lot. No stress. Talk to you soon. Thanks. And hopefully we're all having fun here. Let's see there. STLR Gold Corp. All right, got it. STLR Gold. What the heck? Why is my? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Here we go. STLR. Okay. Here's another one. This is. I'll be darned. This is also in Canada. So STLR Gold Incorporated is a Canadian gold development company. Projects include Tower Gold Project in the Timmins Mining Camp in Ontario and Kolomat Gold Project located north of Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. Cool. Let's see. Yes, right now it's floating around neutral at about 48 right there. And yeah, it is rebounding also. And volume right now is at 380,000. Market cap's at 237 million. Yes. Quarterly, it's not doing so well with the earnings. Annually, yeah, the last 3 years also it missed annual earnings expectations. And then, yeah, there's that. Let me go back here. What's another one? Rio. Here, let me look up Rio Tinto. I just want to see Rio Tinto. Is it doing? Greetings. Yes. All right, and let's see. Yeah, Rio Tinto's up. What's another one? Pan American Silver. Yeah, here we go. I'm looking at Pan American Silver. Yes, Pan American Silver is also rebounding. Everything's up right now to do with the mining and the metals. Yes. Dun, dun, dun. Got it. Let's see. Will S&P Global rise or might fall? Puma Rolex, I got your comment there. I'll have they also again. I appreciate the question, Puma Rolex. Send me a. I think here on my channel there's a link. You can send me a message or send me an email or something. Again, for stuff like that about my insights or opinions or thoughts, I have to answer that outside the stream. Otherwise, it will get dinged as a suggestion or a recommendation, and I can't do that on the platform. But thanks for the question. If it's just informational, I can give that to you here. But as far as my thoughts, etc., I have to do that outside the stream. Sorry about that. Papa, thanks again for the comments and the insights. Dun, dun, dun. Check this right here. Okay, yes. And let's see. Yeah, if you have any other ticker symbol questions, feel free to let me know. Looks like all the, wait, what's another one? Freeport Reborn, yes. Okay, let's go back here. We were looking at Tesla. We were looking at GM, the dollar. Oh, let me take another one here. CVX. I just want to check to see how Chevron is doing. If yeah, look at Chevron. Chevron in pre-market, they've already gone down too. And let's see, Exxon. If you look at them, yeah, Exxon's gone down pre-market as well. So all the oil is going down, all the miners are going up. Funny how that works. All right, and another one we'll talk about here, GM. I just, not to switch gears, but I just want to share this one with you. We talked about where is it? General Motors. Yeah, where's my gold dollar? I thought I had it. Oh, where's my GM? Actually, I thought I had it. Gold. That one chart. Why? Oracle. Where's my? Maybe I lost it. But anyway, GM just recalled 271,000 cars issuing the rear view mirror camera. It's a distorted or a blank image in the rear view mirror camera, and I thought I would just look at GM real fast, General Motors, just to see how they're doing. There we go. And I will shut them down. Let's see. You can do whatever you want. Oh, ha! Justin Staples. It's actually not as free as you might think. But no, to be honest, Papa's right. On this platform, they do have their algorithm set very tight, where if I do talk about, my thoughts or insights or suggestions, the algorithm will just pick it up and, either ding it or totally restrict it. Yeah. So, I wish it was as easy as you think it is, but it's not. Yeah. But, there we go. Here's General Motors, and even though they just had a big recall of 270,000 cars, they are pre-market jumping up from 72 to 75. Just thought I would share that in case anyone's into GM. And greetings to anyone who's jumping on. If you're wondering what this is, this is a fun educational channel talking everything U.S. headlines, U.S. news, and looking at some of the companies here on TradingView. We keep it fun and hopefully interesting, and hopefully you're enjoying it too. Let's see, puppies. Do you have any background in business? Yes, but the finance is a very vague word. It depends on what you're asking about. Again, you can also talk to me more specifically outside the stream too if you want, Papa. But yeah. Not quite, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I grew up actually in the Midwest. I'm from the U.S. And actually, the reason I got curious about the markets to begin with was because I was an engineer, and my liking of the numbers and charts and graphs kind of got me. That was my initial curiosity about the markets. So yeah. My initial start was with engineering, and it just took me in. My curiosity kind of led me to the markets, basically. I bought Bitcoin when I was at $6. You guys Relate to the game. Justin Staples, I'm glad everything's going well for you. And if you bought Bitcoin when it was $6, you're a multi-quadrillionaire now. Good job to you. So there's nothing you could learn from this channel. Yes, Papa, it does. Curiosity drives people. And good job on the Bitcoin at $6. Okay, here's GM, and interesting that they're going up pre-market despite their recall. Little update, including the Chevrolet Malibus for defective rear view cameras that can display blank or distorted images. Dealers will inspect and replace the cameras. So volume is at 5.9 million right now, and market cap is at 65.7 billion. Let's look here at the earnings side of it. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Greetings, and again, for those of you just jumping on, welcome to the party. We're talking U.S. news and U.S. headlines, and we're breaking down some of the companies in the U.S. news and headlines. Oil is down, the dollar is down, gold and silver are up. Again, boom, here's your, where is it? Gold there, yeah, gold just jumped up, was it 3.2%, and the dollar hits a 4-week low because oil just went down. But here we go. Here's GM, and yeah, GM quarterly beat the last 3 quarterly expectations annually. 2025 and 2024 and 2023, yes. So GM the last 3 years beat the annual expectations, in case anybody's wondering. Why do you care about the earnings? Because earnings is one of the things that tells you the strength or the vitality of a company and how well they're doing. Again, it's not everything for sure. There's many other things, but that's just one of them to keep in mind. And GM, again, 2025, even though they had great earnings, that's why I say look at everything. 2025 revenue, profit, income was actually terrible. 2024, they had good profit and income, good revenue, profit, income, I'm sorry, but net income was terrible. And yeah, anyway, that's GM. So another one I would see, if anyone wants United Healthcare just jumped up. UNH, I think that's, yeah. If anyone's curious about that, feel free to let me know. Drop it in the ticker. I can give them a look at it as well. You'll notice right here that they just, where is it? As you can see, United Healthcare just rebounded, as well did other insurance companies, because after Medicare agreed to lift payments for the new year, they just lifted the payments for the new year, and so many insurance companies jumped up as well. Here you are. It went from, my God, it went from 282 to 307. Now pre-market it's at 311. Josh, you were the one that asked about that yesterday, right? So I knew, I was like, is Josh still listening? This is for him. So there's for you, Josh, United Healthcare Group. Good call on that one. I remember you telling me that yesterday. So good stuff. Glad to have you here. And yeah, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. I was, and you're welcome. You always add a lot to the stream, so good to have you. I'll be on again later. I'm gonna take a break now. I'll be on again later. If you're around, say hello. But yeah, having said that, everyone, thank you for the likes, the comments, the shares. If you enjoyed this, it all does help the algorithm and gets our channel out there. And good vibes, good vibes.